Hi, is Justine on the line here?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Okay, wonderful. Could you go, I was able to communicate a little bit with Joey and he said go ahead and get started. We are so glad you're here. Everybody, thank you so much for your patience. And Justine, the floor is yours. We're very eager to hear what you have to say.
Oh, well, great. Let me share my screen. Um, this is a new system to me. So let's see, Windows. Okay, that's the slide I want to share. Okay. So can y'all see
Yes,
the
we can. Thank
family?
you.
And
Yes.
oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, well, oh, my finger a little faster than I thought. Okay, so today we're going to go over the production series, Cancer, Heart Attack, or Stroke Plus. My name is Justine Sawyers. I am the Regional Sales Manager for Aetna Senior Supplemental. As you can see, my division, all these states that is my territory, basically. I do handle other states. Just depends on, I guess, if you're tied to Copeland, you can be in New York. You can be in Florida. I'll still be here to help you. But I just wanted to give my email address. I do travel often or in training. So typically the best way to catch me is email, because if I can't quickly answer, I can forward. That's what I love. I can always forward it over. But today we're going to go over this products. Let's see, where's my mouse? There we go. So just to let you know, this is confidential, proprietary. You want to stay compliant, just stick to the brochure. The outline of coverage is there for you. So today, I'd like to go over a little bit about Aetna. I won't drown you in that, but why to choose Aetna and the needs analysis, like what to ask your clients, or we'll go over the product review. We'll do the easy online tools, and obviously we are here to help you. And a little bit about us. So we are based out of Nashville. It's a little Frankfort, just a little suburb outside of Tennessee. So if you call us, you'll hear that Tennessee twang. If you don't, it means you called during a high call volume, and they do roll over to the Caribbean. They are thoroughly trained, because I've tried to call them out and they're very trained. But if you rather hear the Tennessee twang, just hang up, call back again, or you can always email us. But I'll give you those other contact information a little bit later. But what I really want to instill you is we are here for you. You can see we have over 400 associates that are here to help you, whether you send us an email, you chat with us, you phone call, but we're here to help you. Now, I like to point out the 115,000 agents, that figure I got several years ago. I don't know what we're at now, but the reason I really want to let you focus on that, because if you are not offering these products to your clients, I promise you, and I guarantee someone will. They'll get it through the mail. They'll get a phone call. I mean, I'm a caretaker, so I get my mom's stuff too. And I see things all the time. I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing. I'm looking at different agencies that are poaching her, not poaching, but they're marketing her. I'm getting up there, so now they're marketing me. But what I'm getting at is, if you don't tell your clients, somebody else will. And that way, if you do, they'll come back to you and go, no, I've got my agent. They cover everything for me. So what you can see here, we just celebrated 3 birthdays. So 170 years for Aetna. Yeah, 170, 60 for CVS. And my side of Aetna has been around for 40 years. So there's a branding you can trust. So on the right-hand side, I like to think this is our resume, where we began and where we are now and where we're going. As with most company mergers and partnerships, there's always branding, and that's why you see the Sendo. I think I'm hearing an echo, or someone needs to put mute. Anyways, so that's where you get the Ascendo side. It's just CVS putting their brand stamp on it. We're all under the same umbrella. We still have top financial ratings, but it just gives us another added level of branding security. Because, the one thing is, when you're talking to your clients, sometimes you spend more of your time trying to reassure them of the company that you're showing them. This way, I guarantee they've heard of CVS. And even if you have a client that doesn't want to give their banking information, if they choose to do like direct bill, we'll send them a statement that'll have a barcode on it, and they can go to any CVS and pay their premium there. They, as long as it's under $1,000, but I mean, any form of payment that's in pennies, a credit card, they have that flexibility because we're all under the same umbrella, and we want to make sure it's easy for them and convenient. So speaking of convenience, we have one website. So this site's for everyone. Members can monitor their claim statuses. They can change their banking information, contact us via chat. They can even access LifeMart, which is an added value program we give our members. And, I love they have a mobile application. I've used it before because I am a member. I actually purchased this plan when I started looking at the statistics and started to realize, oh my God, it's like they're pointing to me. So I went ahead and got it. And I used this LifeMart mobile app. And while I was on the road, I was able to download a coupon and go to my local Chicken Express. I think that was the coupon of the day. And I got a good deal that was not advertised. So it's a nice added value. But, oh, geez, sorry, my mouse went a little fast for me. So it's also a site where your agents can go and manage their book of business, where if you want to download the report and keep on file, it'll let you look at what's active, what's been declined, what is about to be lapsed. I mean, my gosh, you can go down many rabbit holes on how to manage your book of business by going into your agent portal. Providers can go there to verify they're a member. Now, if you enrolled somebody, like a lot of our plans, if you request a date and it goes through underwriting, we will honor the requested date. Let's say you enrolled somebody in our dental plan and you ask for today's effective date. It will take a couple of days for it to go up into the system and reflect on this site here. But that's where a lot of doctors or dentists will need this site. They'll go there, they'll type it in. Now, if they just got their effective date, it's not going to pull up. It takes a few days, but if they haven't received their card yet, they can, as long as they have their ID number, the provider can verify they're an active member and proceed. So we just make it simple. It's aetnaseniorproducts.com for members, agents, and providers. Now my mouth can move, right? So why choose Aetna? I'll make sure I'm not going too fast because I feel like we lost a little time there, so I apologize. But why? Other than, the brand. It's a name you can trust. As we mentioned before, 170 years. We've been around since 1853. And we were actually the first company to receive the first Medicare check. So I was trying to look for that slide. It's like we have a photo of the Aetna employee holding the big check from Medicare. So we got the first check. So we've been around for a while, covering Medicare eligibles, which I know you guys are here for ACA, but the point is we're not going anywhere. And we don't plan on it either. So we have a dedicated team. As I mentioned before, there's 400 associates here available to you. We really try to put the caring into it. We are passionate. We have a lot of team meetings where we're trying to figure out how to improve members' experience, agents' experiences. And you know what? If you have any suggestions, please let us know. I mean, that's the only way things can change is if you don't speak up, right? Again, I didn't want to boggle you down with all this, but we do offer the best in technology. I've noticed my 5 years of being here at Aetna, things that we rolled out, all of a sudden the next year or two, I see our competition doing it. So it seems like everybody's jumping on that bandwagon, right? But we have quotes on the go, which is really convenient. Typically, when I'm on the road and I have an agent asking me a question, they may be in the Aetna quote and enroll system and they're stuck. They don't know what they did and why can't they move on. Typically, I'm able to help them just by being in the mobile app. It can do everything but submit the application. So you can quote multiple items, and it's really easy because if you're trying to narrow it down to a price your client can afford, say they have only $54 to spend. Well, you can sit there and toggle all the amounts till it customizes and gets down to that $54. And then if it sounds great, then log in and then you can proceed, which is, about still a limelight on another slide, but we make it really easy for the application process. Again, you can go to agent portal and manage your book of business and see what the status is. Sometimes you may think you submitted a clean app, but it's missing some supporting document. Again, could be depending on what products we're talking about. But again, we try to make sure that everything's available to you so you can be up on your business. So we do offer competitive commissions. As you can see, we have quarterly bonuses. We also have yearly incentives, which I'll show a little bit later. And where's my mouse? There she is. So needs analysis, what to ask your clients. So when you're doing your needs analysis with them, the key is to listen and look for triggers in what your clients want. I used to ask my clients, especially if I had no guidance, it was just like, I need a plan. I'd be like, well, what keeps you up at night? And then I'd focus on that. What is their main concern? And cater around that, customize the plan around that. Is it doctor choice? Is it premium? What is your holdup? If they're concerned about, oh, my husband had a lot of heart problems, I want to make sure if anything happens to me, I get to keep this. I get to have this one doctor. Well, look at that doctor, see what plans they accept. So that's where you just kind of getting to know your client, because last thing you want to do is have them go to someone else. So it's important to find out. That way, again, you find the right plan for your client. What a lot of people don't realize, a lot of the costs are indirect. They don't realize that, they're going to have to pay bills. If the insurance only covers a portion of it, what are they going to do with the rest? These plans can help them manage those expenses and preserve their savings. Because, when they're going through treatment, the last thing they want to think about is, how do I pay my bills? How do I do this? How do I do that? And then just the stress alone there, that can just speed up whatever's going on inside. That's just one added stress that the body does not need. So simply asking your clients whether they know anyone that's battled cancer, that's an easy way to start a conversation. So as you can see here, the risks are real. 80% of all cancers are diagnosed with people 50 or older. It is the second common most cause of death. 41% of men will be diagnosed during their lifetimes, and 38% of women will be diagnosed during their lifetimes. So this is the stats I was talking about. I'm thinking about both sides of my family, cancer, stroke. Then I think about, what did my grandmother die of? Cancer. What did my grandfather die of? Stroke. Hello. So again, they're real. But you know what? Oh, there's another stat I forgot. Every 2 minutes, a child is diagnosed with cancer. So, you really wouldn't think that it would be that high, but it is. There is no... I'd say cancer, it doesn't see age or color. It hits everybody. So it's just one thing that, we don't realize until it hits us at home. But what the good news is, the survival. The rates are increasing, but the bad news comes at a cost. Those costs are increasing as well. The facts stated here are real. 42% of costs associated with cancer are indirect. Those can include medical deductibles and co-pays, along with medical supplies. Then there are the additional expenses related to family care, transportation, and lodging if your client chooses to travel. Or, if they have to go out of state or another city, again, there's the cost of the accommodations. Again, it just can multiply. But if your client isn't working, then, or they are working, then there's the time they're away from their work and the loss of income, or the loss of the spouse who's taking them. These costs can really start to add up. So does your client have coverage for heart attack or stroke? Well, just asking those questions, or do they know anyone who's had it? Just like I mentioned, my grandfather. Well, if I keep thinking about it, I'll find other family members, but that was the first direction I thought, is my grandfather. But you just share these facts. It'll get people thinking, and nobody wants to be, left out, right? So here are the risks again here are the risks for a heart attack. So as you can see, that is the number one death for women and men in the U.S. It's responsible for 1 out of 4 deaths. About 720 Americans will have heart attack this year, and of those, that's the 72%. It's the first heart attack. Or you can look at stroke. It's a third leading cause of death in women and fifth in men. It's among the top 10 leading causes of death in children. So again, there is no color or age on any of these health issues. So a child, every 2 minutes with cancer, 10 top 10 leading causes for children. So, I mean, it can happen to anyone at any time. And the problem is the recovery is a lifetime process. So, as I stated before on the cancer, I mean, the good news, people are surviving, technology is improving, but with that comes a higher cost. So, 85% of people who have a heart attack will survive. Great odds, right? But then you look at what they cost to treat that. Heart disease is 22,000. A stroke is, 23,000. Did I say 22,000 and 23,000? But look at the statistics. These are dated 2018. These are old numbers, because I'm going to point out something that we just sent out. If you haven't gotten the email, you look for it. The Beat sent you an email a couple days ago, if not last week, but if you look straight from it, according to the Journal of American College of Cardiology, heart attacks are projected to increase 16.9%, and strokes are projected to increase 33.8% by year 2060. So, I mean, good news, like we mentioned before, the survival rates are improving for heart attacks and strokes. But 90% of the people who are having heart attack or stroke are hospitalized, and 66% of those stroke victims survive past the 3 mark. So, I mean, great, people are surviving. But like everything else this age, inflation has hit everything from A to Z, which means treatment as well. Cost to travel to and from treatment center, time away from work for both patient and loved ones. Well, I could go on and on. I mean, facts are facts. Heart disease is one of the most expensive health conditions to treat in the United States. You will see all the companies jumping the bandwagons because there's a need. That's why I came to Aetna, because we have these solutions. I was mesmerized when I saw these products. I mean, I saw products that were basically solutions for what I heard from my clients, and I heard from agents when they told me what their clients were needing. So, I mean, the U.S. supplemental health market size is expected to increase 35.25 billion in 2022 and 42 billion by 2032. So, I mean, this is a plan that, is going to help your client in the long run. Because if you think about it, they get locked in at this price. I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier, but they get locked in at the price. We have not increased any of our premiums on any of our plans, minus Medicare supplements, since we rolled these out. We've had nursing type care plans for 30 years, and not once have we increased the premium on those policyholders. Over the years, we've improved the benefits, had new policies, and if there was any rate increases, it was entered, or it was calculated into those plans. But our members who've had their plan from day one have never experienced a rate increase. So that's something, as I was telling you about the apps on the go, mobile app on the go. Now, quotes, see, where's my head today? Quotes on the go. Trying to do 2 apps into one. Quotes on the go. If your client has $54, you're locking them in at that $54. So it's going to go by today's age. It does not increase due to their health or age. So, whether they get it now, 5 years down the road, $10,000 is still $10,000. Now, what it buys in 10 years is another thing, but 10,000 is 10,000. And that's why these plans are locked. And it's great because if your client's on a budget, they don't have to worry about it always bumping up like everything else. That's one thing that they don't have to worry about, inflation. So now that you've seen why there's a need for these plans, let's dig into what we have to offer. This is where it's going to get really simple. So we have our cancer, heart attack, or stroke is for those that are 18 to 89. So that's a huge range of prospects, right? The only plans that we require Medicare's are Medicare supplements. So as you can see here, it is anyone can be a prospect as long as they're a U.S. citizen or have a tax ID. That's the only exclusion. But we'll do benefits. They can do as low as $5,000 up to $75,000. There is a 30-day waiting period before we let the eligibility benefits pay, because we do pay benefits upon diagnosis. But there is a 30-day waiting period, which means it begins 30 days after the coverage effective date. So basically, it's saying if they try to file a claim within that 30 days, they already knew something was going on. But basically, if they haven't, they can get the plan, and it's great for those expenses that, I mean, if co-pays, it can be to pay off bills, or you know what, if it's so late in the diagnosis, travel. I mean, it's up to them. Now, the coverage can be for individual. It can be for individual and their partner. It can be for the individual and their children, or the whole family. Now, we don't charge extra per person. So if they have a large family, like say the Duggars, I throw that out there because I know they got a lot of kids, but they would have gotten a good rate for all of them because each person would get that amount and it would not be an additional charge per person. So how the benefits work, they can either get cancer, or they can get a heart attack or stroke, or they can get both. So it's also where we can do where it's the policy, or they can get a reoccurrence. This is a new slide. The way they designed it's a little weird. Yeah, we had to change our slides. But basically, yeah, they can get cancer only, they can get a heart attack or stroke only, or get both. So, I mean, it's 3 ways to go about it. Now, let's just say they did have to. Did I mention that? Yes. So I will point out when it comes to the cancer, we count everything but basal cell, because basal cell cancer is where they can cut it off and it's gone. But if they do have carcinoma in situ, we do count that. And, once we get the diagnosis, we pay out. Same thing with the heart attack or stroke. Once we receive that they have had it from the doctor, we pay the benefit. Now, once it's paid out, as long as the premium's paid, if they have the recurrence benefit, they have a second policy still in place for them. So how that works is that if they've claimed it, and this is a good example if it was a family and one person in the family had to file a claim, well, as long as they pay the premium, the whole family still is covered. If they got the reoccurrence, well, that's where the clock starts. So after 2 years of paying their premium, they will be 25% invested back into the plan. Once they get to 5 to 7, they're 50%. So a lot of people don't realize that, cancers can return, or, there may be another form of cancer spun from the other cancer. So, I mean, the body, it can do a lot of things. I always think of pinball, right? But we want to make sure that if anything happens, you have another policy in place. So this way they don't have to go out and buy a second one. It's 2 in 1. And again, they get locked into this rate. Again, I love it. So like if you have somebody who's about to have a birthday, get these plans before their birthday. That way they get it that younger age range. Another thing, I don't know if I pointed that out, but we go by the youngest spouse. So if there is like a big age difference, they're going to really reap the benefit from someone going, I'm trying to think what's a PC. I was like, cradle robbing. No, to say someone who just goes with a youngish person, they get that rate. Now, same thing with the heart attack or stroke. You can see if it's less than 2 years, they're not paid into it. But if it's 2 to 5 years, then they'll get 25% of that amount. At 5 to 7 years, it'll be 50. So after 9 years, the policy will be 100% full in force. And again, each person has their own amount. So let's just say a family got $75,000, $75,000 recurrence. Well, one claims they all still have that benefit as long as they pay their premium. Another thing is we pay lifetime commission. So as long as they pay the premium, you get a commission. Now, plans to review in your state. Oh my goodness, I'm going a lot faster than I expected, but hey, that'll give us a lot of time for questions. So product availability, if you clicked on that, it would take you to our sheet here. Now, I like to point this out because not all products are in every state. We file doesn't mean they've looked at the paperwork, or they may have not liked how we worded it. They'll throw it back at us. Well, you know the game. We go back and forth, and sometimes they just don't want anything. Look at poor Hawaii. I get emails from the agents out there, and I'm like, talk to your government. Talk to whoever. I don't even know. That's not my side of the business, but whoever approves them, give us, a little push. But I do want to point out the date, because we do not go by January to December. As I just pointed out, when they approve, it could be tomorrow, it could be next month. So we do change and update this throughout the year. And why I'm going to point that out is, let's just say you have Hawaii as your license or your non-resident state. or you may be there. I know Copeland had an agency. I don't know if you still have a little satellite office there or not, but I know you had agents in Hawaii. Well, we may get it next month. So don't assume just because it isn't now, it won't be later. So it's always there. Now, I do have the other side of the country for your viewing pleasure. You can see, obviously, if you're in the state of Texas where I am, we've got it. We got everything. Haha. Sorry, a little Texas humor there. But if you clicked on that link, it'll always give you the most up-to-date one. Because again, it changes throughout the year. Now we have great online tools, as I've keep pointing to earlier, quotes on the go. You just go to your app store, you download, if it's under your Android or Apple, you depend where you go, download it. And as you can see on the right-hand side, it's got all the products. You can do multiple products on one quote. You can do a couple. So that's where I was saying is the cancer, heart attack, or stroke. If your client goes, well, I just want 20 for the cancer and 10 for the stroke, which by the note, there was no note on that, but statistically, those who go through cancer treatment will have a stroke. That is why we paired these two together, because what it does to the body, it wreaks havoc and it causes, this obviously the stress. As I say, make sure you have a cancer policy, so you can pay the bills. But under a lot of stress, people tend to have a stroke. So a lot of our top producers go 20 for cancer, 10 for stroke. You just play with your client's budget, but you can separate. They can be different amounts. They can be the same amount, but you can quote it, and that way you can get it into that price that they can afford. And again, get it before their next birthday because it will not be any cheaper than it is today. So we have Aetna Quote and Enroll, which is a great online tool. How do I say that? We had this as an option right before COVID, and it just helped us tremendously because you couldn't do the face-to-face. Everything had to be electronic. Well, now even the tangible agents who were face-to-face love the Aetna Quote and Enroll because of how simplified it is. You can do multiple products on one application. You can get, if they're approved within minutes, when they get approved, when you submit the application, you'll get a confirmation back, and that will be their policy number. Even if like the application, somehow is still going on to writing, you would have that policy number knowing, hey, we received it. It's just, takes a little time to process. We have multiple ways to sign. As of late, we've done the PIN, which if you've ever been locked out of your bank or your email account, they always say, we're going to text you a PIN. Well, we have the same concept. Once you go in there, you can send them a quote. And when you send it to them, it'll send them everything that would have been in a paper kit. So they'll get the brochures, they'll get the outline of coverages, they'll get everything that they compliantly need. And then let's just say they said, I want to think about it. I want to sleep on it. That's fine. You can hit save. And when they want to talk about it again, you can bring it back up and proceed. Or even if you're in the middle of the application process, you can save it there too. So we try to make everything easy for you. But when it comes to the signature method, you can email it to them or text it to them, or you can even have them do the signature via email. Yeah, it's all there. It's really simple, and we try to make it very convenient for you guys. And that way, you can get it done quicker, because if you're still faxing, that's where the holdup is. And that's what takes a long time to process, because we can't read what was submitted. And then it takes time reaching out to you to verify. Yeah. Just submit it an e-app. You'll find that the bonuses, which I will be mentioning soon, that's what helps trigger. You get paid out more if you send in electronic. Oh, I think we admitted that we don't give bonuses on faxes anymore. It has to be electronic. So there's your motivation. So compliance guidelines. We want to make sure that we are protecting you and, most importantly, the client. All business electronic and mobile devices must be encrypted. If you have any loss of data, lost laptops, stolen devices, please report to Aetna Compliance. Vendors and support staff must also comply with the privacy laws. And if anything ever happens, just let us know so we can protect you. Most importantly, the client. You can call 800-682 3213, and then we'll go ahead and see what we need to do. Now, here's those sales incentives I was mentioning. If you clicked on this, it would take you to our latest one. This is what we've got going on right now. No limit. I like to always say that. No limit. But in order to trigger the payout, you have to submit 5 Medicare supplements. That will trigger. It has to be within the qualifying period. And as you can see, depending on how it is written, is it underwritten or is it open enrollment? That'll split how much of an extra bonus you get on top of your commission. Now, once it's triggered, all the ancillary plans minus our Ascendo final expense, but everything else, you'll get $50. So 5 med subs, if you added a dental, vision, and hearing, or cancer, heart attack, or stroke, you're getting $50 per app. They're great to pair even with, ACA plans, Medicare type plans. Someone who doesn't have a plan, but it's there to protect them. And you know what? You can make a good living off of it. Okay, so we are here to help. I like to point this out because, again, I'm usually traveling or in trainings and I can't always answer my phone. But if you need a quick question, their agent services, we ensure they're trained because we need them to help support us. And sometimes I even have to ask them because, they're always out there talking to agents and helping them through the e-app. If you have a problem with the e-app, this is all they do all day. They will be phenomenal. But you can always email us if you have a question, an issue. Just send it to our generic Aetna, SSI information at Aetna.com. That is actually monitored by our team lead of agent services. So they're able to read it, determine who it needs to go to. I get stuff from them all the time. If it's a contracting commission issue, policy holder services issue, they will be able to do that. And that way you can go about your day, making more money. Okay, so some food for thought. I threw in some slides because, I saw what your topic was, cross-selling, right? So what is it in for you? Well, why to work with us? Brand recognition. You are not having to sell us to your client. You just need to sell the product itself. Because, the one thing about I've learned in the field is that people, and me too, you want something that you can rely on. You don't want to have to fight for what you're paying for. But we're not going anywhere. We are a rated A. As we went through our financial ratings, we're a sound company. So again, that's one less thing you have to sell your clients. We do have a sales team that supports you. But most importantly, when you do these type of plans with your clients, you're increasing the client loyalty and retention. Because again, nobody wants to uproot and redo everything all over again. They have it said and done with you. And you know what? If anything, they can add more. But, if you do a good job with your client, they will spread the word. People love to talk about things that they, got a good deal on, or how you helped them, or, especially, the older you get, the more you talk about, your health. So just talking to your clients, letting them know you have it, because they may be talking to their friends and they go, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I think my agent does that too. And then they'll reach out to you, but it's always going to help grow. And the one thing I loved about our portfolio is you can, not say I'm doing this, you could door knock. That's how free it is to market these type of plans. So, another thing I wanted to point out when it comes to business persistency, because it's not that you're having to go out and create new. If you just tell your current clients, you can see that it costs 5 to 6 times more to get brand new clients than just to keep the current one. If you have the one there, you can add more. Find what pockets they need covering, basically. But retention is what you really want, because that's how you're going to build the foundation and grow your business and expand. And we want to be able to live on our renewals. So just take a new perspective. Don't lose focus. Expand your opportunities. These ancillary products are great door openers. That way you can build that pipeline, let them know, hey, I have all these different products that I can offer you or your friends. You provide solutions to help them with those financial risks. I had a lady in an Edwards Jones office call me wanting to know what her client signed up for. They were their financial planning. He somehow was enrolled. I think it was through telesales agency, not us. An agency did it. And he faxed over a copy to them. She sent it to me, said, "What is this?" So I sent her the brochures. They were so excited. They were like, "We want a stack of these for our clients in the waiting room." So I mean, market yourself, go out there. I mean, right there, you financial planner. So it just using these products to open doors. That way you can get lead referrals from everywhere. That way you stay connected, build now I can't even talk now, build loyalty, and obviously it improves your retention. So with that, let's see what time we're on. We're at 1:41. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to go over some extra slides. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm here for you guys. I know I kind of went through those a little quickly, but if there's any stats, anything you wanted to look at, please let me know. Okay. Is there any?
It's
okay.
Jan.
Please
I'll jump
advise
in here
which
real quick.
states these are available. Okay. I see a question.
No,
Which states were
and
these
you already
available?
addressed it. Yes, I was multitasking, so I wanted to apologize to the audience if there was background noise, but I do want to just piggyback on what has already been said and the difficulty getting products in some markets, California being one of them. And I do see some California agents on the call, and just want to make you aware that yes, this product is one product that California does allow. And so highly recommend you add this. Now you do need the Aetna supplemental contract. So the Aetna Medicare Advantage contract that you might have does not work. Am I correct, Justine? It has to be a separate contract for Aetna supplemental.
It is a separate contract.
Right. And so, and to kind of go over too, folks don't ask for cancer coverage. You need to bring it up and tell them how covering it for about $1 a day makes sense in the sense of dollars, but also because a lot of cancer procedures, whether it be chemo or treatment of any type, there are a lot of procedures within the cancer diagnosis. As you know, that it's a 20% coinsurance that until you reach your max out of pocket on a Medicare Advantage product. However, it's 20% coinsurance for covered services. A lot of procedures with cancer diagnosis are not considered covered under a Medicare Advantage product. So this is where this cash can really help out. It can cover expenses that are not covered under the medical plan, but a lot of times there's folks that go through cancer treatment, have to take off work for a few days or few days each month. Pay for hotel expenses sometimes when they have to travel to be near a facility. I mean, there's all sorts of expenses that are accumulated that this can help with. So people don't think through that unless you bring it up and kind of talk through that with them. The other would be, as always, when you get to that part in the brochure on Medicare Advantage or MedSup, and it talks about whatever the coinsurance is going to be for chemo or radiation, just say, Mrs. Smith, I'm going to address this separately. So yes, I see it's a concern for 20% coinsurance, but we're going to cover that separately. I'm going to talk about a way to cover that just when we get done. And you're planting the seed that I'm going to fill that hole with an insurance product. So you'll have complete coverage. So this is something I can't stress enough. This product is highly recommended across many of our integrity partners. So definitely want to get all of the agents that are on here. I should, if you don't have the Aetna supplemental contract, please contact us to get that. And, get it today so you can get comfortable with these products. They're great afterthoughts, meaning, you may have forgot to bring it up during an AEP conversation with a client, but you can go back and discuss it now.
I see a question that I was going to address where it says, can you order the brochures through the producer world, which is the MA side? That you would go to aetnaseniorproducts.com. And once you're in the agent portal, you'll click on a button that says to order materials, and then that's where you go. I miss any other questions?
Justine, I'm not sure if you were able to see that Irene had a question in the chat about
Well,
the commission
going over the commission structure, well, typically I know agencies don't like me to talk about commission. I know I could say this: street level pays if you did say $10,000. I have an example, but actually, we have a little time. Let me throw up an example. I was trying not to ruin my screen here because I know this is being recorded and I can't control. Oh, good, it started on that side. I didn't want to ruin what y'all were looking at, but there's some stats. Let me go down real quick. Now, when it comes to I'm trying to do two things at once. So when it comes to when people are on Medicare Advantage or even on Medicare Supplement, what a lot of people don't realize is that the medications that they're taking for cancer are astronomical, and they'll make them hit. Oh, it was commissions. That's what it was. I was like, I wanted to look at something else too. So let me see, where's it's cancer, heart attack, or stroke. Okay, so I'm going to, can I do this real quick? Slideshow from current slide. Okay, let's see if I can, nope, it won't. Sometimes technology doesn't work with you. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here so you can see what I'm going, and from current slide. So it's not doing, which slide do you see?
We're still seeing the product availability.
Oh, okay, that's why it doesn't look right to me. Okay, go back with this and share. Okay, this should be it. So these were my slides. So I'm used to going off of these. We had new slides and, company goes, use your new ones. They've been dated recently. It's the same information. As I mentioned before, we have not changed anything in 30 years other than we improve our products. But these right here, they haven't changed. I mean, they don't expire from January to December. Okay, so we're going into the reoccurrence. So a lot of our questions when it comes to underwriting, we're more concerned with what medications they're on. So when you ask medications, we have a drug list that you can hit control find, type the medication in, and it will tell you what is a knockout for all the plans. But that's always the first place to go to, because once you look at our underwriting questions, look how simple they are. Have you been treated? Have you had wait, where is it? Have you had cancer in the last 5 years? Yeah, that one's a different question. Or because if you do a rider, I will tell you, if you do a rider on any of our products, it's going to go by our original heart attack or stroke plan, which was 10 years. We added the plus to where we added the reoccurrence. We we made the amount higher, and we decreased the underwriting to 5 years. So if you have a client that has, say, 8 years that they've been cancer free and they have the hospital indemnity flex and they're wanting to add the cancer rider, it's going to go off of 10 years. So in that case, I would say get them the hospital indemnity and write them a separate policy for cancer, heart attack, stroke that goes by 5. So anyways, where I was wanting to talk about the commissions, you ask 10 people, 3 will buy. Okay, so here's the medications I wanted to point out. So this is an individual that this is a real situation. I had the agent send it to me. So the client went to go get the prescription. They had prostate cancer. This is the medication for it. And his 5% was still $1,300 for a 1 month supply. Now you think, that's just that one medication. No, they're all like that. And this right here, you can see the statistics were from like 2019. So I guarantee it is more. Go look at how much milk costs. Look at your eggs. Things are costing more. And so that's why it's good to always get this for your clients. I mean, if I'd say if you can, try to do as much as they can afford because of inflation. But anyways, this is a product you can spend to your Medicare Advantage, to Medicare Supplement, to those who are on the ACA/Obamacare. It is designed for all. Now, I have this. This is just pointing out how the cost can add up. And this is, again, old data. It's probably from 2020. So the cost is more. I mean, I it's just looking everywhere I look. That used to be $3. Now it's $5. So you mentioned earlier about $1 a day. That's what it can cost. Now I have an example here. Oh, I'm going up. That's why it looked different. Okay, so here's an example. This is street level, and I know Copeland. I used to work for them. I know everyone is street level. So you can see a 65-year-old $10,000 lump sum. Cancer only $29.58 a month. If they got the recurrence, it's just a few dollars more. If they got the heart attack or stroke, $30.83. If they want the reoccurrence, again, it's like two policies in one, $34.75. Now, if they just wanted the cancer, the full one with the reoccurrence, it's going to be $60.41. Oh, yeah. They got those two together. It's a 60. If they got it with the recurrence, it'll be 67. So that way over a course of 10 years, they've paid $8,000 in premium, but during those 10 years, they've always had $40,000 available to them. Now, as I mentioned, it pays pretty well, like a new Medicare Advantage client, but the full commission you can see right there, $579.94. If you have the reoccurrence, $644.93. Now imagine if you cross-sold that to all your clients, how you can make them not just stickier, you can cement them to you by offering a product that will obviously save them in the worst time of their life, but it's also affordable. And you're doing a great job. I did even younger, 45 to 65-year-old. If they have children, what's the difference? So if they got $10,000 worth of benefits, it'd be $23.28. If they added their children, look at that, just barely $1 over. If they got the reoccurrence, look at that. I mean, so you can cover the whole family and then some by offering both or increasing the premium. If you've downloaded our quotes on the go, you can do this instantly. I love playing. I was playing with it when I was doing mine. So it just maxed out at 75,000. So that was pretty much, here's an example. You just go in there, you toggle it in amount. So it is so simple. That's pretty much it. So I wanted to give an example here of a beneficiary or prospect. If they wanted $10,000 worth of coverage for heart attack or stroke, look at this would be for them. $32.32 or 30 cents. If they got just a cancer, $34.57. They add it together, you got $66.87. If you bumped it up to $50,000, look what it would be, $161.50 for $50,000. So, anyways, I think that was pretty much it.
Real quick, Justine, is there any residual on this, or is it a first year only commission?
All of our plans, I'll repeat, all of our plans pay lifetime. So as long as your client pays a premium, you get a commission. What I always like to tell agents right during AEP, where you're selling for next year's commissions, if you sell our plans, like if you stack a hospital indemnity with every Medicare Advantage, or if you stack a cancer, heart attack, or stroke with your ACA, your Medicare, whomever, you get paid as soon as we get the premium. So even if their plan starts January, but they say collect upon approval, you get that commission check. So these plans can feed you during enrollment season. And I've been told we pay twice a week. I've had agents argue with me and say they get a check from us every day. So I don't know. I'm not in that department. I just know we pay you. We pay you as you wait for the other money. But it's just great to pair with all, again, any age, 18 to 89.
And one thing I will say, you know, and it's been mentioned, is you can market this for folks prior to their turning 65. It's been shown statistically that many folks are diagnosed with cancer when they have in that first year or two of joining Medicare. And a lot of that is just because they haven't had a thorough workup done in their previous insurance, whatever type that might be. And there are many diagnoses for cancer. So marketing this product earlier than when they turn 65 not only accomplishes the coverage for that person, but it gives you a turning 65 lead that you don't have to, you know, you basically can call an existing client and present the Medicare benefits. So now you've given yourself a turning 65 lead to work with. So totally on board with this product. So I hope the agents that are not yet contracted send in the request to our contracting team to get that added. And is this deck available, Justine, or is there materials, I'm sure, in the broker portal or that you can maybe send over to Joey if he doesn't have it? I'm not sure.
I can send over this training presentation. And
That'd
then
be great.
I always think of it as my extras because it's everything outside of what our company provides you. When I started, I really didn't understand all these plans. So I created a deck for myself. And I found that I end up referring agents to it constantly, that I just kind of send it out after a training. But I can send it to you.
That'd be great.
And that way, I mean, it's just kind of a peek behind the curtain. The only reason I kind of get my hands slapped a little bit because they keep saying we don't want agents using this toward the clients. So, you know, I just say to be compliant, cover your butt, and just stick with the brochures, stick with what we've provided you. All this other stuff is to help you solidify that sale, to help you with your rebuttals, to help you encourage you your stats. But you know, our brochures are already designed to do that. But I will send you my training deck and this presentation. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. We are here for you. So absolutely, Jan.
Perfect. We really appreciate it. I know Joey's, I believe, still a little bit occupied, but definitely appreciate you being here. And, you know, I think this is a very valuable resource in multiple ways, but, you know, all in for the beneficiary that's going to have the coverage that they really need, because these, you know, once these diagnoses happen, and it can be just on a routine doctor's visit. So, you know, nobody goes in maybe thinking that they're going to be diagnosed, but, you know, something blood's off or, you know, something, and you know, heart attacks happen many times without any heads up. So, you know, definitely discuss this. And like I said, they have to be discussed. The people don't just come asking for these products in particular. They have to be brought up during a discussion when you're going over their health coverage. Alrighty. Thank you so much. And thank you, Holly, for handling our technical difficulties. Hey, you know, just like a pro. Good deal. And thank you, Joey, for setting this up.
Yes, thank you, Justine. Thank you on behalf of Joey. Thank you so much for presenting today, and we all look forward to just hearing more. This has been recorded, and it is going to be available.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I hope you have a great day.